NHL Nightly with your host, the sportsman, a.k.a. Peter Lebowski, a.k.a. Jeremiah Maxwell. And with him, as always, maybe Pearlo, Wisdom, and Rico in Barry.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to NHL Nightly. I'm your host, Jeremiah Maxwell. As always, good to see you. Appreciate everybody that's here. Got Zarbian. Hey, Zarbian, I saw your thing about meet up with Hot Take Hockey. That's awesome, man. Congrats. I hope you're doing good. Hope everybody's doing well. And here we got Pearlo. What's up, Pearlo? How's it going? How you doing tonight? How are your bets going?
Not good.
I have not wasted much time watching the NHL tonight because I started my night off watching Denver win 2-1 in Maine without maybe their best player, Zeev Buium, and their head coach, David Carl, who's coaching Team USA.
Oh, yeah.
Both guys are actually playing on Team USA. So nice 2-1. They scored with like 20 seconds left. Nice 2-1 win against Maine. So tomorrow night will be another big significant game in that matchup. But we had a nice special surprise here. If you have ESPN Plus, which you do, Pearlo, you could have watched that game starting at 6 p.m. Eastern, which you have, right? You have ESPN Plus. So remember, you can watch all these college hockey games now.
I didn't know that. I should take a close look at that because
so guess who called that game? Colby Cohen and John Buchacross. You're not going to get much better than John Buchacross as a play-by-play in the U.S. I think the three guys, I mean, besides the regional guys, like Sam Rosen's incredible with the New York Rangers. There's a ton of good. Jim Jackson with the Philadelphia Flyers is unbelievable. It was even better broadcast when it was Keith Jones, but Brian Boucher is no slouch. He's been doing it a long time. He's pretty smart. I feel like goalies are sometimes, look, Darren Pang doing Chicago Blackhawks. He's one of the best, man. Like, he's one of the best. Panger's one of the best. By the way, Blues, I think we got to start putting some respect on the Blues. They're fucking smacking Ottawa around.
Yeah,
Ottawa's smacking them.
Spot. That was one of the few I got today was St. Louis to win that one.
Who had the well, shoot, man, I've been so impressed with Ottawa as of late. I wouldn't have touched that game.
Well, they've been on the road forever. That's the problem.
Yeah, but I've been so impressed with them. By the way, I think somebody for the Blues has a hat trick I wanted to see. Yeah, Brandon Saad. Brandon Saad, who, by the way, earlier in the year was the subject of trade rumors. Hey, good night, Zarbian. I know it's late for some of you guys on the East Coast, but I like to do it 10:30. Also give some time for people on the West Coast. 7:30, they've eaten dinner and stuff like that. It's only 6:30 for me, man. I haven't even eaten, so it could be a short show tonight, but I don't think it will be, Pearlo. Are we getting Rico? Or are we not getting Rico?
I don't know. I thought he was coming on.
So Saad, NHL Prime is great. That's John Fordland. He does the Seattle Kraken games, so I get to hear him all the time. And I don't get to watch all the NHL Prime ones because we don't have that yet. But I do think the Prime is going to be at one point a rights holder for the NHL and have a lot of the games. I already like their interface better than ESPN. So yeah. Well, anyway, it's going to be a 4-0 win for the Blues. You know what, Pearlo? Sometimes I think events like the Winter Classic can really galvanize a team. And I think that's the case for both teams tonight because the Blackhawks come out and smack the Montreal Canadiens around. They desperately needed a win. St. Louis gets a 4-0 shutout win. And speak of the devil, Rico's here. What's up, Rico?
What's up, fellas?
Hey, how's it going? We were just talking about how we think the Winter Classic can help galvanize a team, and both Chicago and St. Louis had great games today, to include a hat trick from Brandon Saad. So yeah, those games are over.
Well, Taylor Hall was pretty much crying after the Winter Classic. Nick Foligno called out his team a bit. He scored a goal tonight, and I'm telling you, take a shot on the Blues to make the playoffs, man. You get them at 6-1 or
I like that.
Not me. I still think they'll fall off.
Yeah, I understand. I get it. But I mean, Armstrong just keeps adding. Like, they needed D. They're a little bit deficient. They go get Cam Fowler. And Cam Fowler said, and I loved his interview on Chicklets, where he's like, You know, they got Zellweger, they got Mentikoff, they got all these lefty. He goes, there's really not any place for me there anymore. So it was like, you know, just a nice move. Sometimes just to change isn't bad. So what's up, Daniel Barry? How you doing? Oh, wow. That sucks. I just read that Wedgwood might miss some time. Boy, that was a lot more controversy in that game. I mean, if you're Buffalo, you choked that game. But I mean, I get Colorado being upset, but really when it comes down to it, you came back and won the game. So it's like, you want some sympathy for me, but really, how can I not feel bad for Buffalo? I don't know where you guys feeling there. So today, Rico, today felt like a funeral in Canada. I listened to Kipper and Bourne. I mean, Sammy McKee needs fucking therapy, right? So,
yeah, it started off Leafs Hour. It started off every show on the Fan 590 today. It's just
everybody was in mourning. Canada lost.
And then they're interviewing all the head honchos from Hockey Canada that were involved with the team, and then they asked Dave Cameron, you know, any regrets or anything you had done differently. He's like, nope.
No, he seems like I just think honestly right there sums the whole thing up for Canada, Rico. That coach felt arrogant. I think their roster construction was arrogant. Like Frank Saravelli said today, you know better than the NHL GMs. Look at all the guys that they left off the team. I just don't understand.
But even in years past, even the B team of Canada would at least get a medal. Like at least medal, not maybe win it, but even if Canada in years put a B.
So here's what I think you got to get out of your mindset, though. Yes, you're still the best country when it comes to this sport. It's not, you know, I feel like it's probably not that close as far as percentage of population, but you gotta stop thinking that you're the only ones that should be winning it every year. That's the freaking arrogant.
It's just we should be not losing to the Czechs in the quarters 2 years in a row and losing.
I mean, but that's not even a bad. You lost to Latvia in a shootout, okay? But the U.S. lost to Finland. Like we're not all around. Oh, I can't believe we lost to Finland, dude.
Finland's good though. I mean,
dude, you guys 100% lost because you were coached poorly. Your roster construction was shit, and the team didn't score.
Exactly, and none of that shit should happen. None of that should happen.
No, I know, but it was a little bit over the fucking top today. It's like if you look at every other aspect of Hockey Canada, like under 17s, like under 18, the women's team, like they're number one in everything. They win. If you don't win a fucking gold, you guys lose your fucking mind. It's like, come on, man. It's like everybody's catching up to you. And look, let's not kid ourselves. All these tournaments without Russia don't mean a fucking thing. Like you could make the argument that they're the second best country in the world. It's Russia, Canada, US as far as hockey is concerned. And you could put Sweden and Finland right behind them. And has Sweden won a gold? Yes. In the Olympics. Has Czech won a gold? Yes. So they're right there too. That's what I'm saying. Like there's 6 elite teams in the world. US, Canada, Russia, Finland, Sweden, Czechia. And Germany's not far off if they get another generational player like Draisaitl. Switzerland's not terrible. Norway could have some player. You know what I'm saying? Like it's Latvia's catching up. Slovak.
I think it's just the way. I think it's just the way that Canada lost. Like you gave up a goal in under a minute to start that game. You blew coverage, and then, you know, just Sam Dickinson put one in off his hand, which is a total fluke play. But then you got 2 kneeing penalties. Then the guy takes a penalty with under a minute left after he just tied the game, and they go and win it. I think it's just
definitely took a lot of penalties.
Yeah, I think it's just the way they lost is pissing people off like myself more than them losing. It's just the way it all went down. I think it's just
I think they thought they couldn't keep up with the skill of United States, so they tried to put a grinding type team out there, and that's the reason why they took all those penalties, because it still gets called different in the in international games, whether it's here or whether it's, you know, it's worse when it's in Europe. But honestly, I didn't think a lot of those calls were bad calls either. Like they literally literally played undisciplined hockey, but they brought guys in
I watched the entirety of U.S. Canada, and I will be the first to tell you if a call is BS. And I thought there wasn't one call that Canada got called that I was like, that's a penalty. Like, they deserve to get the calls they got.
Yeah, I agree.
In fact, they could have called more calls against Canada, to be honest with you. Yeah. So, but I think they just played with too much emotion and it backfired. But there's no excuse for the Czechia loss. I agree. No excuse for the Latvia loss. I agree. But I feel like all I heard today was like, well, we only allowed one goal, 5v5. It's like, you fucking lost. Who gives a fuck? It doesn't matter. None of that shit means a thing. It's like, why are you saying? And then again, too, like Easton Cowan, why are people killing this kid? Who cares? It's a tournament with kids. It doesn't mean anything. Do you know what I'm saying? It's awesome to win. I feel like you guys have just gotten so spoiled because you win all the time that if you don't win, it's like, what the fuck? It's like Alabama football fans. Now they're like, oh, we can't win anymore. Well, yeah, because you can't pay players like everybody else now. Everybody else, because look, the SEC is basically out of the college football playoffs. You can't even count Texas. They weren't. This is the first year they were in the SEC. They've been in the Big 10 forever, Big 12, excuse me. So it's like anytime Alabama didn't win, everybody's like, oh, Alabama didn't win. Well, yeah, they just didn't pay for the right players. And now it's legal to pay for players, and it is what it is. It's just everybody's catching up to Canada. And you're going to bring – and everybody plays kind of the same type of game now too. There's no surprises. Canada can't out-physical. Now, the one thing they can do is they can still out-skill, but you got to put that skill on your team. They left off Seneca. They left off Misa. They left off good players. They just overthought it.
They left off that kid that's going to probably play for Washington pretty soon. Starts with
Cristal. Yeah, Cristal. Yeah,
I mean,
he should have been on the team. Yeah,
absolutely.
For sure.
And he wasn't even too young.
I think he has like 80 points or something now.
But I think most of those guys that are whining and complaining like that, they wouldn't have known hardly any one of those players before the
coach. Zarbian says on Instagram, by the way, sorry guys if you don't see, I got Instagram up. Zarbian's with us. Zarbian. Pearlo, you might remember Zarbian. He's pretty much a hot take hockey regular, but I'm sure he hit your chat back in the day.
Yeah.
He said Canada didn't practice at all. Yeah, but that was just the one day they didn't practice. They had like a 3-week training camp. Like, I think their camp was longer than anybody else's. The coach claimed they were exhausted. Okay, that's. I didn't have a problem with them not practicing the day before. It's a small tournament. I think people are making more out of that than they need to. They didn't skate before the quarterfinals, is what he said. I got you, Zarbian. It's okay, is what I'm saying. It's okay, Canada. You're fine. You're dominating every other age group and every other sex, men and women, in the sport of hockey. I don't think if you lose the under 20, it's not the end of the world. And I get it's there, Rico, and I understand you guys should take pride in it because it's your sport. But I feel like it shouldn't be what it's turning into. You know what I'm saying? You just tip your hat and go, we got beat by better teams.
Look at that U.S. team, though. That U.S. team is freaking stacked.
But stop making excuses for losing and all. We lost.
I'm not.
No, I know. Pearl, you didn't even care. But you know what I'm saying, Rico? It feels a little much. It feels like, we have this inferiority.
Yeah, I'm not singling out any players on Canada. I just don't like the way.
Not you. Play. I'm saying, and listen, I'm not saying you specifically. Let me make this damn sure. I'm saying Canada as a whole. Like everything I heard today, I was like, oh my God, Sammy, just please, man, relax. Like you're worried about it. You're not going to win all the time.
Who's saying that? Like you're talking about people that are on
just media? All the media stuff. Like, listen, Frank Saravelli said it the best. He thought the way Canada played, they deserved to be out when they got out. And I agree with that. Listen, I didn't watch any of the other games other than 30 seconds of the Czech game because I was like, oh, let me check because it was tied 3-3 and then like Czechia scored or whatever. It was very close to the end of the game. So it was like, oh, they're going to win. But I tweeted before, I was like, after the US beat Canada in the round robin, I was like, dude, they're just kids. Like, don't kill these kids it's not them. And I think from what I heard from most of Canada, the smart people, was the coaching and the roster construction was the problem and not the kids. But I heard Easton Cowan was getting destroyed, and I think it doesn't hurt that he plays for the Leafs. They're very polarizing in Canada. You either love him or you hate him. But it's like, why are you killing this kid? He's going to be an outstanding player, and he's going to play next year probably for you. I just think it's a waste of energy and just focus on doing better next time. It's Canada. They'll figure it out. They're the best. I just feel like stop with it. It's not healthy. It's not putting, but I understand you should be outraged in some respect, but just like outraged with control, like, oh, this is unacceptable. We're too good for this and we need to do better. And I think they will. It looks like already they're talking about going younger coaches, younger roster builders. Eventually you age out of the sport, right? As a coach, a player, or whatever. So it catches up to us all. I was feeling it today, boys. I don't know about you. I felt old today, so I had to take a nap. I was up at like 4, though. I did some errands and stuff. So, and we did the college hockey show, which I wasn't going to have because Mike said he was under the weather. Something else. We'll talk about it after the show. I'll let you guys know what's going on. But we had the college hockey show today. And again, like I said, I got a nice start to my hockey watching day. Great game on ESPN with Colby Cohen and John Booch-Gross calling Denver versus the Maine Black Bears, and Denver went in and got a 2-1 win against Maine in Maine. Pretty big event. Just notables, really good. Denver's the defending national champion. Steve Williams playing for Team USA, and David Carl, the coach of Denver, is actually coaching for Team USA. So they didn't have their head coach and their best defensive player, and they won. But Cale Makar's brother is skating with Maine this year. You guys, for your knowledge, I don't know if he's going to make it to the NHL, but just something to look at. His team didn't win. So, yeah, Sod, I got the Oilers game on 2-1. They got out to a 2-0 lead. Love to see Anaheim come back and get one. They've been doing really good. I've been liking how they've been playing. So, other games were Chicago 4-2. We all said before, don't bet Chicago. I wouldn't have bet that, but it was nice to see the boys come out after a really disappointing win and beat a team. Montreal's been playing some good hockey. They're 3 points out of a playoff before today. So, and then Florida wins in a shootout against Pittsburgh. Kind of expected that result, like they had lost a couple but Pittsburgh had been playing well, and, Crosby gets a goal. What's that for him? He's got to be getting up there. And then Ottawa, we talked about Ottawa. Tomorrow, Divorce Cup, 8 a.m. my time, Divorce Cup, Caps Rangers. So do you guys want to get into previewing?
Nothing like breakfast and a good divorce cup.
Yes, my wife is like, yeah, blah blah blah. I was like, I go, when have we had? I said last year we played the playoffs. I expected you guys to win. I would have liked the Caps to win a game or two just to make it like an interesting series, but it was like the better team is the Rangers. They got to win. I wanted to see them do well. It's like I knew the Caps weren't winning a cup. Now this year, a different story, but I don't know. It's like I told her, like, what? It's not an issue. I don't really give a crap. I wouldn't care if the Rangers won. They've had a pretty rough year, but I want it to be a good game. I hope I want Ovi to score. I said I would like Ovi to get like 5 goals. That'd be awesome. I don't think he's had a 5-goal game. He's had like 3 or 4 4-goal games, but it'd be pretty sweet if he just like lit, because they don't have Shesterkin. So, and I think Quick will not start. I think it'll be Louis Domingue. So I hope we light Louis Domingue up. Because it's like, oh, he's a minor league guy. We just get
the game's at 12 tomorrow.
Yeah, it's a noon game. Divorce Cup, baby.
Dude, yeah, Ovi's getting a hat trick because he's eating like a porterhouse steak with eggs in the morning. He's just having a big man's breakfast, and then he's going to go to the rink and just shred the Rangers.
Yeah, he said he's already starting to feel good, man. Ovech trick. 99999 Ovech trick. I'll take that. I'll take the Ovech trick. My wife's calling for the Ovech trick. I'll take it. Rangers fan Stephanie Maxwell calling for the Ovech trick. Okay, so I figured we'd preview all the games for the weekend. Obviously not Monday, but there's 17 games between Saturday and Sunday, 12 on Saturday and 5 on Sunday, starting with the Caps Rangers. Rangers are plus 136 dog rightfully so. They are not a great team. The Caps are. Caps would have won easily against a Kaprizov-less Minnesota, but Charlie Lindgren decided to not play the puck well, and he was not good in that. They should not have lost that game whatsoever. That should have been a 3-1, 4-1 win for the Caps all day. And they lost in a shootout 4-3. So 2 goals definitely on Lindgren, the one he gave to whoever scored. But anyway, I like the Caps here. I don't know how you guys are feeling. It's probably a Rangers win now. I say it. So, but if you feel good about the Rangers coming off a 2-1 win, they're plus 136. Go ahead, Rico.
Yeah, shout out to Brandon Saad tonight. He got the hat-trick goal with about a minute and a half left in the game.
That's awesome, dude. I had heard his name in trade rumors quite a bit too. He's been kind of, I think Armstrong's been trying to move on from him, and that's really cool to see him get going. Because honestly, that's a guy. If he's scoring, he's got so much playoff experience. You know, and we'll talk about Taves, Sad, and Zarbian. I know you guys. Zarbian, I can't see your chats anymore. Oh, I could move it over, I guess. If you're still there. No, he's gone. Okay. I'm not going to move it then.
Yeah, this game tomorrow, I mean, a little bit of a short turnaround for both teams. I don't mind the Caps here just on the road, just being, get a good night's sleep in New York the night before, and just a huge game, asserting dominance in that division, just letting the Rangers know that, we're a little better than you this year. So I think all eyes will be on that game too. I think Washington's a better team this year. Probably going to see Jonathan Quick in net because the Rangers play in Chicago the next day.
Well, I'm wondering if they Quick had the last start. I'm wondering if they put Domingue in and then they do Quick for the next game. I don't know. Because Quick's age, just give him a little extra time. Or you think Quick?
I mean, it'd be smart for the Rangers to play Quick here in Domingue in Chicago, or you go guaranteed win in Chicago.
Saad, we'll get to Vancouver. I know they're playing tonight, actually. We'll talk about that game. I have that on, Nashville, and we'll talk about them. But Saad says Rick Tocchet said Pettersson and Hughes will travel for the road trip, so that's good news. I didn't even know that Pettersson was out for them.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, they've had so many injuries this year. Like, I feel like you just wash. If they don't make the trade they need to make, and we'll talk about that because that was all over social media today. Elias Pettersson for Dobson and some other New York Islanders. Okay, Pearlo, you like Washington like Rico too, or?
Well, Washington's at home, right? It's
yes.
not on the road. Yeah. So
yeah, it doesn't matter. Yeah. It's like a
Washington's only lost back-to-back games twice this year, and Washington's record at home is insane. And I'm not believing the Rangers until they actually
have a better road record than they do a home record, believe it or not.
They're 12-4 at home, though, aren't they? Did I look at that?
Yeah. You might be wrong. You might be 100% right. I'm not arguing that fact.
I mean, so I don't believe in
they're 12-4. They're 12-4 on the road, and they're 13-6, or 12-4-3 at home, and they're 13-6 away. So they have one more road win than they do on the road. So
they've been good both. I like Washington. I got it early though. It opened at minus 122. I got it at minus 145. So it's minus 160 now. So I took it early. I still don't believe the Rangers yet.
Yeah, the Rangers are sub 500 at home and on the road. They're 9-10 on the road. The Caps are a good team. They got last change. They can set lineups here. This should be a win for the Caps all day.
Should be.
Rico, you are on the Caps.
Did you see the video of Rempe and Keandre Miller kind of fake fighting each other in the middle of the ice there at practice this morning?
No, but Rempe off his suspension then?
I don't think so. No, but he's still skating with the team.
Yeah, I think he cannot. They cannot send him down if he's suspended. I think they have to keep him on the roster. So, or maybe they can, and he deserves it down there. I don't know. That might be.
I'm gonna bounce out for a quick second. I'll be right back.
Yep, no worries. We'll just keep moving on without you. Here, I'm gonna just take him off the screen. We'll go to the wide shot, you and me. Okay. The other game, Devils Sharks. That's a good one. That's a nice, fun one. The Devils coming off a couple straight losses, I think. I think they kind of got their shit pushed in on the California trip. I think San Jose got them. Or no, I'm sorry, San Jose. If San Jose beats them, Anaheim got them and the Kings got them. The Kings shut them out 3-0 on the only game that was on the first, in fact. Yeah, so I expect a pretty good effort, but the Sharks are coming off a pretty emotional 2-1 win against they beat a good team. Who did they just beat? San Jose yesterday. Was it yesterday?
I'm on the wrong thing here. They beat
I got it.
Tampa Bay.
Yeah, after Tampa Bay beat them 8-1 in Tampa earlier in the year. So that was a nice win for the Sharks. I could see the Sharks beating the Devils here. Devils kind of on a little bit of a skid, but plus 298 or minus 298 for the Devils, plus 240 for the only way to make money is bet on the Sharks. Yes, I agree with that.
I might be able to find another way, but I haven't found it yet, and I can't bet. I'm not betting minus 300 on anybody, so I'll probably just stay away from this.
Yeah, and that's not one I would go 1.5 because the Sharks are playing too good. They're winning.
And you're not getting value at minus 1.5 even. So
that doesn't make
the only thing I can say is, I mean, it's a character game. You just lost 2, like you should be balls out in this game.
Oh yeah, I could see. That's why I wouldn't touch this game. I expect the Devils to come out flying. I'm with you on that. Okay, Red Wings Jets. How are you feeling here?
Oh man, I don't want to bet against this Red Wings team right now, and I know that the Jets are really
plus 170 is a nice number. The Jets have kind of sneakily lost. They lost to Anaheim.
They're playing 4 games, 6 nights. Winnipeg is. They just lost to the Ducks, so
I kind of like Red Wings here at plus 170. I'm with you, man. They were buzzing against the Caps. They were buzzing against, they had that 5-4 like shootout with Columbus in Columbus. That was a great game. That was definitely my favorite game of the weekend. So I'm with you, dude.
Detroit winning this game, so I'm proud.
Plus 170. I like it, and they're gonna have to get back in at some point. It's just the goaltending for them, man. I think we know. Like, I really feel like if you look at them, I think they have a really bad PK too. They've been really bad there, like alarmingly bad. But we know it's like once they get rid of Petrie and Sherratt, and young guys can fill in those roles for them. I'm surprised they got rid of guys like Jake Wallman and Gostisbehere. I would have done everything I could to get rid of Wallman. What I'm saying, I would rather have Wallman than Petrie or Sherratt. Anyway. Yeah. So, okay. Bruins at the Leafs. Boston, Toronto, always a good one. Shit. The Bruins are plus 120. They've been shit. I wouldn't touch the Bruins here.
No, I like Toronto.
I love the plus money too, but like the Leafs are just playing fine without Matthews. Like, that's why I say rejoice, Leaf fans. It's a good year. I think a Canadian team could be an all-Canadian final. I still don't know about Edmonton, but by the way, that's 2-1 still. Oh, turnover. Oh, I thought McTavish almost scored on a breakaway. Wow. Oh, and it's going to turn around and be like Draisaitl or Hyman scoring. Nope.
I almost took plus 2.5 at minus 110 for Anaheim. I wish I would have.
Oh, I kind of hope Anaheim comes back. Ooh, what a hit. Dude, I like this Anaheim team, man.
They're starting to play, man. They are starting to play.
They're young guys and they're staying healthy. It's a fun team.
And Joe Stahl is going to have a resume in this pocket one day.
I agree with you.
Insane, man.
Yeah.
Crazy.
I so agree with you. I agree with you.
He's gonna win at least one dozen. And watch that. This team. I mean, the rest of the year, I'm going to be on them a lot more. I've been waiting too long, actually. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Just to let you know, your face froze, but I can hear you loud and clear. But you've been frozen for a while. Yeah, but you're fine. Let's just keep going. Okay. So you're on the Leafs, because we got a lot of games, so I don't want to go too late. Give you guys some time, and we didn't have a ton of news today. So Wild Hurricanes, Wild plus 160. Wild are without Kaprizov. I like the Hurricanes here. I didn't think the Wild deserved to beat the Caps. The Caps shot themselves in the foot, unforced errors that got that kept them in the game. I mean, they should have clearly won that game. They opened the scoring. No Kaprizov in the lineup, no Spurgeon in the lineup. Their backup goalie and Marc-Andre Fleury. That's a win you should have. I totally expect Carolina to win this game.
The only thing I don't like is they just had a very emotional win against Florida, but in Minnesota, I had Minnesota in that game, and you're right, I didn't deserve to win it, but it was plus 145, and I didn't like the spot for the Capitals.
I'm glad you had it, dude. I'm glad you had it.
The spot here for Carolina either, but
no, I like Carolina here, man.
With Minnesota not having those guys, I mean, it's going to catch up with them on this road trip.
Yeah, Carolina's too good, man. And they've lost to some teams they shouldn't have this year, so they need to pick up wins here when they can. This is a win that Carolina needs to get. If they don't get it, I'm not alarmed about them, but they have been mid this year for me in a lot of games.
That's again one of those teams that have made the playoffs like every year. In the regular season, sometimes has that's hard time getting up for all the games.
But dude, Pearlo, I think they got a lot of new guys. It's just not the same team.
Minnesota's going back home after this game, so I think they'd be happy to have, you like
the Minnesota Wild that plus
500 on the road here, 500 on the road. No, I think Minnesota's going to be happy to be 500 on the road here. They're going to be thinking about their game against St. Louis. Yeah, I like Carolina here. Okay. I don't know what the number is, but I like Carolina.
Yeah. And our friend Darkness, who's a St. Louis Blues fan. By the way, Darkness, congrats on that win. That was awesome. The Wild just have too many injuries right now. Give me Carolina. I'm with you, Darkness. I think that's where I was. Okay, Blues, your St. Louis Blues at the Blue Jackets. Man, the Blue Jackets are actually the favorite in this too.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I like the Blues at plus 114. The Blue Jackets been playing good hockey, but I like the Blues hockey right now. It's good. Montgomery's got those boys humming. What do you think, Darkness? You with us? Tell us what you think, man. And then Pearl, you can obviously give your pick.
Yeah, Columbus has been playing well either. They lost against Detroit, which is no big thing because Detroit is running on that new coach smell right now. So they almost won it. They almost tied it too. I had to freaking draw in that game in that cheesy late goal. But I think this will be one hell of a game between Columbus and St. Louis, to tell you the honest truth.
I think so too. I agree with you. 1,000,000%. I mean,
I'm going to take, there's a 6 out there right now. In fact, I'm going to put it out right away. I'm going to take the over 6 here, I think.
Okay. Yeah, I like it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
I don't want to take
Darkness likes, Darkness, Blues fan. Darkness likes the Blue Jackets. All right.
Yeah. I could see that St. Louis is on a back-to-back, but I think they're just riding a high right now.
Well, did they really get work from, they worked Ottawa. Ottawa was playing some good hockey, man. Anyway, I was impressed. I think Ottawa too, their goaltending injury is starting to catch up to them too. That's going to be an issue for them if they can't get healthy there. Okay, the Canadiens who played tonight too. So this is a back-to-back for them at Colorado. Plus 235. There's no way I'm not.
They're at Colorado?
Yes.
Oh, no way. They're not winning that game.
No, I'm not touching them.
You're flying after this game all the way to Colorado.
Where did they play tonight?
To play in that altitude. I mean,
where did they play tonight?
Colorado really, underestimates this team. Colorado's going to ruin them.
Oh, they were in Chicago. It's not that long.
Oh, they were in Chicago. Okay.
Yeah, Montreal was in Chicago tonight.
Chicago. Okay. So it's not
from
that
Chicago to Colorado.
I don't see them beating Colorado. They were looking ahead to this game. That's why I didn't take a side, because I can't trust Chicago, but I could have seen them winning that one. But this one, I don't see it. I think Colorado ruins them here.
Okay. Rico, do you have taken that one? Avalanche, Colorado. You're muted, Rico.
Yeah. There's this kid. Have you heard of this kid, Emil Heineman, for the Habs? He just got his 10th goal.
Yeah.
Do you know how they acquired?
Did they get him from Colorado in the trade?
What was that trade that they made for him?
I looked it up earlier. So April 2021, the Florida Panthers acquire Sam Bennett and a 6th round pick from the Calgary Flames for Emil Heineman and a 2002 second round pick. And then Montreal goes and sends Tyler Toffoli to the Calgary Flames, and they send over Emil Heineman with Tyler Pitlick and a couple picks.
That's
so
it's
a trade tree there. But he already's got his 10th goal tonight on the year. So
nice. Dude, great
what's
story,
happening?
Rico. I love those little
Yeah.
trade trees. That's good stuff. Good stuff, Rico. Good stuff, buddy.
But that being said, I'm on the Avalanche.
Yeah, no shit. There's no way. Montreal lost to Chicago tonight, and they're back-to-back with Avalanche, who are going to be fired the fuck up after the game they came back and won against Buffalo. Twice they've done Buffalo dirty. Okay. Utah Hockey Club at Dallas. This is a plus 154 for Utah.
Yeah. Dallas is playing better right now, though. They're playing the best they played all year.
Yeah, they got a couple comeback wins. They came back against Ottawa the other day.
Utah just won, right? Utah.
No, I think Utah. Utah beat Calgary. Yeah, Utah's coming off the win against Calgary. So yeah, 5-3. Yeah. Yep. And I think wasn't the Flames up 3-1 in that game or something?
No, they came back
3-1 in that game and they lost 5-3.
This is 4 games, 6 nights, man.
For Utah,
all in the West Coast.
Well, but Dallas has been playing too, Perlo.
Yeah, but this was all on the West. Oh, I guess they're from the.
They played the Senators at home. Okay, and they won 4-2. But the Sens, that's not an easy game. I mean, they've been playing games, so
they've been playing every second night. Though.
I wouldn't touch this game, to be honest with you, because I've watched a lot of Dallas because I love their
Anaheim
crew.
scored.
What?
Anaheim scored
to tie it 2-2.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's a should have had it too, man.
There's plenty of time for me to get the over in this game.
Oh my God, please God, Anaheim beat Edmonton. My cable cut off MSG, so I can't watch Islanders, Rangers, Devils. Derek S. Talk to my friend Rico. He'll help you. We'll get you going. Just shoot Rico a TM or something on
I think
Twitter.
Dallas is going to win that one. I'm sorry to say that.
I don't want to get in trouble for saying stuff live, but we'll take care of you, Derek. We got a ways. I didn't bother though tonight trying to get the NHL Network feed for Pittsburgh and Florida. I was like, I don't care. It just irritates me. The best game of the night is on a channel no one can watch. There's 90 million streamers and only 1.25 million of them have access to the NHL Network. It's like, what are you doing?
Yeah, I didn't have the first 3 games. I'm blocked out from St. Louis, Chicago, and I don't have the NHL Network, so I only could watch 2 games today.
Yeah, ridiculous, man. Like, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing? If you buy the fucking package from ESPN and you don't live in the city the team plays, you should not be blacked out. If you live in Philly and you want to watch Pittsburgh and you're blacked out, that's a joke to me. No, I get it. If you live in Philly proper and you're blacked out from Flyer games, fine. That was the original purpose of it. It's such a joke now. We all know what it is. It's all about this. It's all about money. Well, you're punishing your fans. If you live in Montana, you can't watch the Minnesota Wild, Colorado Avalanche, or Seattle Kraken without some secondary form like satellite, like basically just stay on DirecTV and have the center ice package, because that was the way. I wasn't blacked out for a single game when I had center ice because I live in Alaska. Like, the fact that I blacked out for Seattle Kraken games through ESPN Plus, it's a little annoying. But thank God the NHL figured it out for the Alaska fans to promote the game. If you have Amazon Prime, you can watch the Seattle Kraken free. Boom. And their broadcast team, everything's first class. Great. Love it. Don't have to stream it somewhere else or pay $80 a month for Root Sports that was offered very much like the NHL Network in a very limited fashion. And I don't know what it's like in Canada, but if it's this big of a pain in the ass in the US, I'm sure it's pretty bad for you guys there too. Perlo, you just had the
I had center ice package when I was in Canada. I got everything, but you got to pay through the nose for that. So
So Darkness is blacked out for St. Louis. But Darkness, if you live in the St. Louis area, that makes sense. You should have to pay for whatever channel. I think aren't they FanDuel Sports? So I think it's probably a $5 ad, and you can get FanDuel Sports on everything. They made it available on everything. So it's probably not that hard for you to get it. I don't know if you're paying the bills or anything, but Darkness, it's probably not that hard. It's probably not that expensive. ESPN Plus is cheap. So, I mean, like I was telling Perlo tonight, he didn't even know he could have watched the main DU thing.
I got to check.
Yeah, but if you don't, but you live a few hours away. So see, to me, Darkness, you should be allowed to watch. This is how they're crippling their fans. And this is also how if you live in a region, you're not a fan of a team because you don't get to see them play. That's why when you see people that are like, oh, I like the Toronto Maple Leafs because I get to watch them all the time. The Toronto Maple Leafs will never be blacked out for me. So I'll get them unless they're on NHL Network, and then I can't watch the game. So it is what it is. Okay.
I don't even mind that I'm blocked out from Chicago because it's 3 hours away and it's the only day team. But St. Louis, what the hell is that all about?
No, and then but you're not blacked out from Columbus, which you're actually only about 2 hours away from.
Exactly.
It makes no sense. But if you live in that region, you might become a Blue Jackets fan. So part of me is like, I sort of get it, but why would you restrict eyes that live they're not going to the game.
Especially in non-hockey markets like this.
So what it used to be was if the fucking stadium sold out, there was no blackouts and the game showed. I don't understand where that went. Just show it if the game sold out. Like the Washington Capitals sell out all the time. Detroit Red Wings sell out all the time. Then everybody can watch the Red Wings. I'm sure a lot of people still have basic cable. That's why basic cable's better. Because I didn't have a problem getting NHL Network, and it didn't cost anything extra. Came with the sports package. So it's like, I should just go back to satellite. Anyway, it was easier. But it is nice to have I can have 8 games going, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 games easily and not really take up space or bandwidth. So anyway, that's cool. All right. Utah, we lost Perlo, but we're going to keep going. Utah Stars, where you at on that one, Rico?
I think this is a bit of a sneaky spot for Utah because Dallas has taken off to New York right after this game pretty much. They're going on a Western trip of 5 or 6 games, I think. And there's always stuff to do before you go on the East Coast. You got a long trip. The guys are
so you like Utah plus money here. You like Utah
one foot's kind of on the plane, the other one's still on the ice. They won a couple in the row. Dallas is still feeling good. It's not going to be a problem if they lose this game. They're gone. They're flying to New York. They're looking forward to the Big Apple. I think this might be a bit of a spot here for Utah.
Yeah, I love it. And you get Utah plus money, so I don't hate it. I've loved Utah's games.
Now that he says it that way, I didn't know they were going to New York right after this. Yeah, I could see that actually. That's true.
Yeah, but the New York teams right now, if you play New Jersey and the Islanders and the Rangers, and if you don't get 4 points out of those 3 games, not clowning on New Jersey, because I think they're very good. Singsy, they're good. They've had a couple rough games, but they're a good team. But you got to beat the Islanders and the Rangers. They're just those are points you got to get if you're on the road. You're a cup contender, like we think the Dallas Stars are, right? So that'll be interesting. Okay,
I'm just talking about how they'll be a little bit preoccupied, not because they're playing the Rangers, just because they're flying to the East Coast and they're just looking forward to getting away and just taking care of last minute stuff at home before you go on a long Eastern trip. And
and that's an excellent point. I love that thought process. It's good to put it in those perspectives. Definitely not clowning on that or anything. I just, that should be a win for Dallas for sure. Okay, Lightning Kings. How you guys feeling about this one? Go ahead, Rico. By the way, Lightning plus money.
And you lost 2 in a row. They lost to the Sharks.
That was a great freaking game, man. That was like my second favorite game. And Johnny Lazarus' boy Mario Ferraro scored. By the way, that guy was a great interview on Morning Cup of Hockey. Go look that up if you guys. You know I'm a big fan of the Daily Faceoff boys. So,
I think you'll probably see Vasilevsky here because Tampa's in Anaheim the very next day. So LA's won 3 in a row. They're feeling pretty good too.
Gudas just got a nice little lick on McDavid. Nice. So that's why I was like, ooh. I was like, he gave him a nice. It was a clean check. And McDavid's fine. Nothing. Good stuff there. St. Louis lowest rated Winter Classic ever. Yeah, who cares, Derek? And I love that they had it on New Year's Eve, and everybody went out and partied. All the stories. Hockey is a in-person sport. Who fucking cares who didn't watch it on TV? I had it on. It wasn't exciting because fucking St. Louis dog walked them. That's why. If it was a 3-2 overtime game, the TVs would have turned on. People were like, "Oh shit, the score's close," because none of the college football games were worth a shit. This weekend, like I kept checking the scores. I'm like, "Oh, this is a blowout. I'm not watching this." So. Yeah, that's all it is. If it was a bit closer game, it would have been more watched. If you look at the ones that like
full of beer too in the dressing room after the game, they had the Bud Lights in hand. So Monty probably had that cooler filled up before the game and said, it's Winter Classic, but we'll open up this cooler after the game and crack these beers after a win.
Dude, yeah, this Edmonton Anaheim game is good, by the way. If you guys that are listening, turn that on or watch it or whatever. Hopefully, don't turn us off, but like. If you can't watch that game, this is a good game. I'm with you on Monty. Great leader. Okay, let's get back to Lightning Kings. How you feeling, Rico?
Yeah, give me the Lightning. Lost 2 straight. I mean, they're going to have their backup in net the very next day in Anaheim, so they better take this one in LA. I know LA is playing hot. They won 3 in a row, but the only thing is Victor Hedman is day-to-day. If he's not playing, I'll probably go with LA here.
Yeah.
But
Pearlo, are you still with us?
Yeah, I'm going to take a draw on that one. LA's playing really good. Tampa's going to be up for this game. That feels like a draw game to me. So I'm going to take a draw.
I love it. All right. There you go. That's good stuff. Okay. Predators, Flames. No favorite in this. Don't have to bet it either, guys. That's one I would just not watch.
I'll take the Flames. Justin Wolf's already confirmed. I'm taking Calgary.
And you know what? They're going to, they had a bad loss against Utah. They were up 3-1 in that game. They should have won that game, and they lost at 5-3. This is a team they should beat. They're bad. Preds are bad. So, and you know what's interesting to me, guys, about the Preds are trading and dumping all these young, middling players that they've drafted that have been in their system for a long time. And so I wonder if part of Trotz's thought process was, I'll sign these guys, and if we're not any good, I'll just build around these vets. I'll have the vets we need because they've got fucking tons of draft picks. So Marchessault, Stamkos, those are pretty good mentors. So I don't have any issues with that. Yeah, I think that maybe
I got Calgary too before you go. I got Calgary.
Oh, yeah. Okay, well let's go to the Blue Jackets Sabres. Love that one. Did I say Blue Jacket Sabres? I meant Golden Knights. Sorry. Yeah, Preds are playing tonight too, and that game's still scoreless, by the way. Midway through, Preds and Canucks 0-0. Sabres at Golden Knights. I like Golden Knights. Buffalo's good, but they had won 3 of 5 or whatever. But now they're back to. I mean, they just climbed. They got into too big of a hole early in the year. They're going to have to play 700 hockey to climb. It's there's no way. Just Vegas all day. What are you guys thinking?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you can't go against Vegas at home. Aiden Hill's like 10 feet tall in net. They're going to have a hard time scoring. Probably take the under here.
Yeah, I like that too.
It's going to be a high event game at all.
Yeah, well, and if it's a high event game, I favors Buffalo probably because Vegas is not that type of team. Or they're not coached that way anyway. Yeah, okay. And then the last game of the night is Oilers Kraken. I actually like the Kraken in this. They're playing really good. They're plus 136, and the Oilers are on a back-to-back. And if this Anaheim takes Edmonton, I like the way the Kraken have been playing. And it's going to definitely be Krieger because Grubauer played in the last game. So, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and Decord's day to day. I don't think he's playing right now.
Oh, it's not. Is it Drieger? Is Drieger their third?
No, Decord.
No. Decord's their starter.
Is Decord out?
Yeah.
He's day to day, but it is no, it's not Drieger. That's this Alice Stetska guy that's in net for them.
Okay.
He's called up from the minors.
Okay. Yeah, they've gotten good goaltending though down there. Oh yeah, Joey Decord out, upper body. Eberle out still. Edmonton's missing Regula and Kane. So they're both not missing anybody. I mean, Edmonton's not had Kane the whole year, so they're gonna get him back probably in time for the playoffs, I imagine.
Well, if the Cord's in net, I'll take Seattle. But if
Ooh,
it's
Avi, what's up, buddy? What up? You've been sick with a bad cough. Better get better, Avi. Get better, buddy. And USA is winning the World Juniors again. I hope so, Avi. I hope they do win. I hope they don't squander this opportunity. They beat Canada. They got to beat some good teams yet. So I'm not going to count our chickens before our hatch. But I'll tell you what, man, I'm not going to be in fucking mourning if they lose. I'll just tell you that. It's like, it's all right. I hope they win, but it's not. It's, good on the other teams if they win. So I think I'm worried about Sammy McKee, Rico. That's why I was like, oh my God, you taking it this hard? Aren't you like 40 or something? How old is Sam?
Yeah.
How old's Sam?
Probably around there. But like you said, it's not the roster construction. I think it's just even the in-game lines. Like they finally moved McKenna up to the first line. The guy was flying. Then you got that Rakoff guy, and then Martone. They play with the Brampton Steelheads on the same damn line in the OHL, and they're dominating. But that chemistry.
And they didn't play them at all together. Dude,
Like,
I think Rico, honestly, you and I could have done a better job coaching Team Canada. I really, truly do. I think
Pearlo behind the bench.
I think I would just be like the guy talking to the kids, being like, okay, what do you want to do here? What's, just motivating them. You would be the coach, the bolts and nuts guy, and you'd be smart. You'd just be like, best guys are up. Oh, McKenna, you're starting in the first. You're up on the top line. All the dudes that played together, you play together. Why would you change that up? They already have on ice chemistry. It makes no fucking sense whatsoever. So anyway, okay. Do you guys want to do Sunday's games, or do you want to call it a night?
It was only 5 games, right?
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah,
Okay.
Let's pile through them quick.
Yeah, Rangers, Blackhawks. So Rangers on a back-to-back Saturday, Sunday. They got the Caps and then the Blackhawks. I actually like the Rangers in this game. There aren't going to be any lines for these, so we're going to have to go fast.
Yeah, I'm good with the Blackhawks here. You're going to see Louis Domingue in net. Blackhawks going to try to get some momentum after that win tonight.
See, I think that you'll see Quick in net against the Blackhawks because the Rangers know they can beat the Blackhawks. And so why not put your best goalie against Quick? And I'm not sure the Rangers feel like. Now, that being said, it does make sense. The Capitals being a divisional rival, you're going to try to play that game a little bit tighter. But to me, I think the Rangers need to add wins.
Yeah, maybe last year it would have been reversed, but this year probably the other way, like you said. Yeah,
I really think that they would probably rather have Quick in net against the Blackhawks. Am I wrong?
Well, I could see your point, but I think that they're so far behind they need both wins. So I think they're going to take Quick.
Yeah, but what gives? Oh, yeah. So you're right.
That they can probably beat Chicago with Domingue.
That's fair. That's fair. That's a better thought process on it. Oh shit!
Because they need both of them. They can't just.
Bobby says Blackhawks plus 1.5. Darkness is on the Blackhawks. Yes, sad. Oilers in 438.
Blackhawks team total over. It's Domingue.
I hope Anaheim wins this game. And love these young teams that are fighting their asses off like Anaheim is right now, and the San Jose Sharks. We're so lucky on the West Coast, Best Coast. I get to watch these teams on the reg, and everybody else is sleeping away. And Macklin Celebrini is cutting up the ice. I actually kind of feel bad for a lot of the East Coasters don't get to see McDavid as much, because I get to watch a lot of him too, and he's not too shabby either. So he's pretty good. That's what's so disappointing about the year Pettersson was having, because I was so excited I was like, oh my God, this kid's going to be awesome. And he's just kind of taking a step back. So, okay, Islanders, Bruins. What are you thinking? Ooh, little chippiness going on in the
Bruins on a back-to-back.
Yeah, I actually like the Islanders here. Boston sucks. They're not good, and they're not missing any. Pasternak looks. I don't know. That contract's starting to look rough, Avi. Sorry, buddy. I don't know. He's just having a real rough year. I don't know what's something going on in his personal life or something. So anyway, what do you guys think? Yeah, they have no offense. What? Go ahead.
I take the under in a draw.
Yeah.
Underdraw. Totally on that.
Yeah, that's a good one.
The first time I put like a half a unit on a draw on that kid. I might actually put half a unit on it.
All right. Penguins, Hurricanes.
Pearlo's putting his piano on the draw.
Pittsburgh's been playing good hockey. I actually don't hate Pittsburgh in this one, but because Hurricanes will be on a back-to-back too. Oh, man, Vetrano on a breakaway almost scored. Man, they're fast. Anaheim is
just did a slick play, but he couldn't get it.
Oh, man. Dude, every time I look up, Darkness likes the Pens. I like it, Darkness. Yeah, you're with me then. Okay. Yeah, I kind of like the Pens. Yes, Avi, that was close.
Carolina's on a back-to-back too, right?
Yeah.
So they're going to have
Pittsburgh's going to have a day off. They played today.
Have Tarkovsky in that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I still think that's going to bite them in the ass if they don't do something. I would have tried to get Blackwood. Honestly, Blackwood made a lot of sense for them too. They could have easily afforded him, but I guess I like Kochekov if he's healthy, but Freddie Anderson, you got to give up on that one. That ship has sailed, son. He just cannot stay healthy. It's, he's Matt Murray all over again, really. Rico, did you pick Penguins, Hurricanes? Let's move on because we got your team.
Yeah, I'll take the Pens too. Why not? Dustin Tokarski won gold with Canadian juniors like 15 years ago, whatever.
Yeah, get some good luck karma for Canada. I think you guys have won junior golds before, 1 or 200 times. So it's all good. Flyers at Maple Leafs. Ooh, Leafs on a back-to-back too. The Leafs beat the shit out of Boston, come off emotional win, letdown game against the Flyers. Feels like it to me.
Could be.
Leon Draisaitl scored. So that's looks like
3-2?
this game's.
All right.
Yeah,
could be because Philly last played in Vegas. Now they flew to Toronto, but they haven't played since Thursday. So they're sitting in Toronto, probably practicing, getting ready for this game. Sunday they might catch him on a Sunday here.
I was kind of hoping maybe Anaheim could get an empty netter here or something and tie it up and go to overtime.
I hope so. I got an over on this game.
Yeah. No, that's what I'm saying. Oh, geez. What a nice goal. Nothing you can do there. Great play by Draisaitl.
I don't know. I don't like that game at all. I just pass. I still
if Gerson is in net, maybe Philly has a chance.
Oh, but Avi says Flyers plus 1.5. He likes Flyers.
Yeah, that might not be the bad
way. Are you clown?
But what's the
Flyers dominated the Sharks. They did win 4-0. They did look good. Flyers have been playing some decent hockey, man. So let's see. Ooh, did they get
San Jose looked really bad in that game, more than Philly looked good. But
okay, are they pulling the goalie? Did they get a penalty? They're pulling the goalie. 1:25 left. We'll see. I don't know. Block's pissy about something.
Oh, it's in Philly too, and they just came back off that Western.
No, it's in Toronto.
Oh, it's in Toronto?
Yep. Yeah. Toronto's on a back-to-back home and home against Boston and Philly. So they don't have to move or anything. I feel like Toronto, probably overthinking this. Toronto's actually been playing some good hockey. They lost to the Caps, but like I haven't really seen a bad game from them. They've looked fine in that game. That game could have easily went either way. I didn't feel like the Caps dominated them or anything. They just played a good hockey game. And they scored. I feel like Toronto is still the secondary scoring. Matthews still out, but they've been playing good without Matthews, Avi. I just don't feel like that's the factor.
Oh, yeah. You had McKee again today on Kipper and Board, and McKee's basically breaking down what you can get for Matthews, so you sit him until the playoffs. Like, come on.
Yeah, I mean, I'm fine with it. Let him do it. If that's what needs to happen to be healthy, but like, come on, man. Like, dude, all this, what is it where you just think negative all the time? It's like doomscaping or something.
Doomsday.
What? I don't know.
Doomsday.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It's, but you know, it's like a
narcissism.
thought, not narcissism.
No, that's
Well, yeah.
not narcissism. That's when you think too high, think highly of yourself to the point of being forget.
What's
Well,
that.
maybe
going
you
on?
start thinking highly of yourself and you start believing what you're saying. Maybe that's what's happening. They're getting brainwashed in Toronto that Matthews is going to basically be sitting out till the playoffs. We're going to get 3 mediocre guys at $5 million a piece at the trade deadline to fill
But
his salary.
Rico,
And then
here's a legit question for you. Regardless if Matthews is playing and you have the LTIR, you've got some space there to move some stuff around. Yeah, I see 53 seconds left. I see. I got you. If you could add 3, Predators scored. By the way, Predators just scored to go up 1-0.
No.
Ooh, geez, Vancouver.
God, kidding me.
Cannot lose this game. There's some Preds fans. Good on the Preds broadcast, finding the one Preds fan that's there in Vancouver.
I got
You know
one
what,
for
though?
you.
Avi thinks. Here's Avi real quick. Nah, Matthews needs to get some flow and feel like he would be bad in the playoffs. Cannot sit out the whole season. Yeah, but we're not talking that, Avi. We're not even. We'll leave the Matthews alone type thing. I think
About an hour ago on the Fan 590, some guy called in to the late night show and said Matthews to Boston for Charlie McAvoy and Brad Marchand.
What?
I don't know. You're not doing that if you're Toronto.
No.
If you're Boston, you better do that trade right now.
Of course.
Catastrophic thinker. I guess that could be it. Steph, I'm not sure.
It's only the second. Okay, Vancouver can still come back. Come on.
Yeah. There's a lot of time left in that game. Edmonton's going to win this one, I think. Yeah, looks like it's over.
It's done. Yeah.
They did not get the empty net, but it's final. But that was such a beautiful goal by Draisaitl. Just like you deserve it. You know.
And Demko's hurt again, isn't he? Demko got hurt in the last game.
Honestly, Lankinen's been better for them anyway. I just think at this point, you probably like Brian Burke said on Jeff Merrick's show today, might be calling the Lankinen's agent. Or Jeff Merrick, one of the two said it, I thought. By the way, that Brian Burke segment on Merrick's show on Fridays, did you get a chance to listen to that, Rico?
I listened to the one that Jeff had him on, I think it was about a week ago, and Berkey
He's every Friday. He's every Friday.
Oh, okay.
He's
I didn't know
Friday.
that.
He's
I saw the one where the guy walked into the room and he's like, "Get out of here! I'm doing an interview here."
He told an awesome fucking story about Dion Phaneuf. By the way, Dion Phaneuf, can't say a bad word about the man. He married an absolute smoke show. Alicia Cuthbert. Cheers. I love that movie, The Girl Next Door, too. It's one of my favorites. It's such a good movie. I'm a sucker for romance movies. That's a romance.
So am I. Jeez.
So.
I get my wife is the one that likes all the action movies and stuff like that. We're like exact opposite.
I mean, I like action movies too. I don't like horror movies. Not a big horror movie guy.
I don't mind. Yeah,
I like
horror movies.
documentaries a lot. So Demko injury is proving. But he talented. Maybe Nucks trade him for a top 6 forward and a D-man. They're not trading. They're not trading Demko, Avi. They can't. They need him. He's an elite goalie if he's 100%. They got to have him. They just got to hope that, like, the good news is it's not his knee. Everybody was saying, I thought back spasms was actually a bad sign, but what I'm hearing from like the insiders is this is really good news because it was his knee that was giving him problems. So it's not related to the injuries that he's had. So yeah.
Are you talking about Doomsayer?
Yeah, that's it.
That's it.
Yeah.
Just came to my mind.
Googling it for the last 25 minutes.
I've been thinking about what the heck you're trying to say.
Okay, last game of the night. Lightning Ducks.
All right.
What do you guys think? I like the Ducks again, man. They're playing tonight. They'll have a day off. The Lightning will not have a day off. The Lightning will want to be a back-to-back. So I actually like Anaheim here. But Anaheim played a good game against Edmonton, got back into the game, down 2-0, clawed back in to tie it. I like it. They lose 3-2 on the road to Edmonton. That's what you expect. a nice played game by Anaheim. They're getting there, man. So I like Anaheim.
Everything's
sure.
tough right now. Like, you don't want to take a dog
Well,
hardly anywhere, or you don't want to take a favorite almost anywhere right now.
So, but Pearlo, here's something to think about too. Caps, they're winning a lot of games. I think it has a lot to do with that they have a really good goaltending tandem. There's no fall off. Thompson's been the better goalie this year. Lindgren had a bad game he's had a bad couple games this year. I think he faced a lot more pucks and played in a lot more games last year. So I think he's a little bit off his rhythm, to be fair to him. But both guys are more than capable B+, A- goalies this year. Numbers look good. Dostal and Gibson. That's a great pair. They haven't traded Gibson, but Dostal is so good. And he's really the starter now. So, but you're not getting a break if you're catching Anaheim. Young team, not going to be tired. Back-to-backs aren't going to be as bad for them. They don't have any age on that team. Kaloran and Gudis are their old players. Everybody else is young as shit. Lightning's a little bit older team. Back-to-back going to make them a little slower. If Vasilevsky's day-to-day, Victor Hedman's out. Now, Vasilevsky's fine. But Victor Hedman, you said? I was going to look at that, actually. This is Sunday, right? Sorry, I gotta select the game. Apologize.
I think it depends on if they beat LA or not.
Oh no, they just have Mosier listed as out.
If they don't beat LA, then they'll probably be pretty riled up to win that. They got to get a win before they go home.
Yeah, but a lot of times this California road trip was a meat grinder for a lot of years. San Jose was as good as they were. Anaheim was a cup champion, cup contender between the mid 2000s and 2012, 2013, 2014. LA winning cups, San Jose almost winning cups. So meat grinder, man. Now add Seattle, who isn't not a powerhouse, but they don't have a weak spot in their lineup. If they're 100%, they're good up and down. So Devils Sharks should be a good one tomorrow. Jack Hughes, Macklin facing off. Yeah, I love it, Avi. It's going to be fun. I just am saying I like the Ducks. I don't think I would bet this game. How about you guys?
I don't mind Anaheim here. You're going to see Johansson, the backup for Tampa against Dostal. I'll take the goalie matchup there all day.
The other thing
Dostal played tonight. I would probably go with Gibson, but that's what I'm saying. What's the fall off? Gibson's a solid goalie, man. He's been one of the best goalies in the league for the last 10 years. So that's why I was talking about goaltending tandems, and we don't think about that very often,
For sure.
And Quick and Shesterkin is a great. Quick and Shesterkin. The Rangers win the President's Cup last year because Jonathan Quick was brilliant as a backup. He was brilliant as a backup for them.
Yeah.
Oh, tomorrow leaves. I'll be watching Czechia, US 7:30, going to the bar with my dad. Avi, rock on, brother. I will try to watch it.
Go Czechia.
Fuck you, Rico.
Just kidding. I'm cheering for the US.
I am.
I'm
definitely cheering for the US.
Yeah, US is your new home, Pearlo. If you don't cheer, we'll come and fucking arrest you and throw you in one of Trump's little box prisons or whatever.
No, man. I honestly haven't talked too much about it, but I really
you don't know the rules.
I really love it here, man. So
that was for.
Yeah, you heard of Fort Wayne? Have you heard of Fort Knox? It's pretty much.
I think there's actually a pretty big prison in Fort Wayne, is there not?
Yeah, there is. Yeah.
Usually, if a town has a fort in it, it's usually a prison town.
It's a pretty big university too, though. You got Purdue here, so.
Purdue's a great university. They had a really good basketball team back in the day. Gene Keady. Remember Glenn Robinson? Glenn Robinson. First big man I remember shooting threes. Now everybody shoots threes, but he was out there jacking threes. But he could drive the base.
I live right beside Purdue.
You can go to a game, dude.
Purdue's got the Canadian kid on their team. What's his name? Starts with a G. His last name. He's got the tall center. Yeah, the Canadian kid from Purdue. And they went far in the NCAA tournament last year.
Is he still playing this year?
Geeky or somebody like
Gedney?
that.
Is it Gedney?
Purdue Canadian.
Zach Edney? Was it Edney?
Yeah. Zach Edey. Zach Edey.
Yeah.
Canadian kid that plays for Purdue. Huge Canadian basketball star in the States.
Avi, we're talking about. Oh no, Zach Edey's in the NBA now. Avi San. No.
Yeah, but he was
Avi,
with Purdue.
We're not talking
he went
about
to,
college football. Talking about basketball, bro. Purdue basketball. Go catch a Purdue basketball game, Pearlo. Probably cost you $10.
I'm around all university students. They'll probably bring me to one. One thing we didn't
they have an old people discount. You qualify.
Did we talk about that DuPont kid yet on here, you guys? Did we talk about that? Okay, I guess not. DuPont, he's a 15-year-old kid. He's not eligible till 2027, and he's got 30 points in 22 games as a defenseman in junior this year. He has as many points as McDavid had as a 15-year-old as a defenseman. Kid's going to be absolutely insane by the sounds of it. Like really better than
you don't have a two-way or offensive defenseman and like half your lineup in like 5 years. I don't know if you'll be able to play in what the NHL will play.
Yeah, for sure.
Because it's going to be lumbering, defending giants or these speedy ass Rasmus Sandin, Cole Hudson, Lane Hudson type style player, Kale McCall.
Dude, Beard, this DuPont kid's 15 years old, and he's got 40 points in 32 games in the WHL, and he's 15.
It's not surprising to me, man.
He's breaking. There's no defenseman that has ever done that.
This time, by the way, guys, this time 2 years ago, you guys and I were talking about Gavin McKinnon.
Oh yeah,
the same fucking way. Yeah. There's always going to be the next. Who's next? We already forgot about Bedard. Celebrini's the guy now. Celebrini will be forgotten when we get McKenna. I don't think he'll be forgotten because he's a beast. But Matvey Mishkov, he's having a phenomenal year too.
The future of the game's in good hands.
Oh my God, dude. And we haven't even seen Demidov from Russia. He's going to be here soon. That kid's a baller. And, and then I think Gavin's going to be a little bit closer to like a Connor Bedard type player, but it's still, he's a small, can pass, can score, has an amazing shot. Those type of players are once in a generational type players still. We've just been fortunate.
He gets to go on a team that has more than Bedard has to work with, but probably not because they're going to be a lot. Gavin.
He'd probably be a Chicago Blackhawk. The way they're playing.
Assuming that they win the lottery. I hope
no,
somebody.
McKenna's not even going to be in the draft this year.
I hope it's a team like in 7th place that moves up to first and grabs them or something like that.
Yeah. For sure. McKenna won't be in this year's draft though.
No, it's next year. Next year.
I think that Schaefer kid's going to be the number 1 pick, man. I heard Sammy Constantino today. By the way, you know how you have people that have audio, they sound like someone else you listen to? Billy Jaffe on the radio and Sam Constantino on the radio. I thought it was Billy Jaffe. I was like, it's Billy Jaffe from Madison. I go, wow, he knows a lot about the draft. I was like, he knows a lot about the World Juniors. I go, well, that makes sense. He's a smart guy. And I was like, oh, it's Sam Constantino. Him and Billy Jaffe sounds. I love Constantino, though. I didn't know who he was before this year. I'd never seen him before. He is awesome. That guy is so good.
He loves his junior hockey, and he's passionate about it. And he always comes out with his rankings. He'll probably come out with them in about a month or so. I think he said leading up to the draft, but.
Yeah, Avi, I have a real tough time thinking the Sharks are getting the number 1. I think Bettman and them are real not keen on teams winning the lottery 2 years in a row. I think they heard enough of that when Edmonton did it 10 years in a row.
Well, I think there's a rule now that you can only win it twice in 5 years or something like that.
Yeah. So. Well, then you're not even in the lottery, regardless of your record, because of Edmonton, because they tanked for like a decade. So, and it worked out for them. They got Taylor Hall, Jordan Eberle, and eventually led up to Connor McDavid. Oh yeah, Nail Yakupov, Ryan Nugent-Hopkins,
Justin Schultz. Throw him in there.
Yeah, but he was a college free agent that signed with him. So that one I know. They didn't draft him. That was an Anaheim pick.
Draisaitl was number 2, wasn't he?
I thought he was 4th in that draft.
Maybe he was 4th. Yeah, 3 or 4. Yeah, they got him there. Yeah.
Yeah, they got Draisaitl before McDavid, but they did a smart decision with Draisaitl. They didn't make him play in the NHL the first year. What was he, 2015 NHL draft or 2014? For Draisaitl, he was before McDavid, so McDavid was 2015, right? Can you believe McDavid's like we're going on 10 years McDavid being in? That doesn't seem right.
Doesn't seem
like
it.
Draisaitl was 3rd that draft. Did they do that over again? You know what's hilarious? Who had the number 1 pick that year? The Florida Panthers. And they drafted Aaron Ekblad.
Yeah.
Aaron Ekblad out of Barrie, Rico. Was he a Barrie Colt? Aaron Ekblad? He was 6'3", 216 coming into the NHL. Yeah. And Sam Reinhart, who ended up being his teammate on Florida, beats Leon Draisaitl. Actually, fucking 3 of the top 4 played in last year's Stanley Cup because it's Aaron Ekblad, Sam Reinhart, Leon Draisaitl, and Sam Bennett. And then the New York Islanders drafted Michael Del Cole. Good pick.
Nice.
And then Jake Virtanen for Vancouver Canucks. Swing and a miss there. Carolina Hurricanes, Hayden Fleury. That was not a great pick. Number 8, Toronto Maple Leafs, Willie Nylander. Bet you he goes, dude, I would say he would go 4 if you did a redraft. Actually, shoot, man. It's probably Draisaitl. You go Draisaitl 1, right? Sam Reinhart 2.
Nylander 3.
What?
Nylander 3, right?
I would take Nylander over Ekblad.
Oh, for sure. All day.
Yeah. And then Nikolai Ehlers. Kevin Fiala kind of up there. Jacob Vrana was a good pick for the Capitals. He scored some big goals. But Dylan Larkin went 15th.
Yeah.
Alex Tuck went 18th. Tony DeAngelo's a solid pick. I didn't realize Tampa drafted DeAngelo.
Yeah, he did, and he was supposed to be a top 5, but his attitude had him drop down. So even back then they were talking about this. So I don't know what
David Pastrnak. Okay. David Pastrnak. Oh, yeah, shit. Sorry, Darkness. Pasta wasn't that. David Pastrnak, 25. Yeah, Pastrnak would be up 1 or 2. I would probably take Draisaitl over Pastrnak, no offense, but you might take Pasta too. But Sam Reinhart is so good, guys. Like, he didn't come into the league, but you like Sam Reinhart 4th. You go, okay, Avi says Leon 1, Pasta 2, Willie 3. Okay, fair.
I honestly would take Reinhart over Nylander myself.
Yeah,
I
know would
people are going to think I'm crazy, but he is.
No, I'm not.
Oh, by the way, I forgot we did that other redraft, and I said I would take Sider over Boldy. I was wrong. I would take Boldy. Sorry, you were right. You guys were all right on that one, for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, who has the record for the biggest draft player at the lowest number? Is it Detroit with like Zetterberg, Datsuk? Is there a higher skilled player that was?
Well, Joe Pavelski was like a 7th rounder. He's going to be in the Hall of Fame probably.
I think Datsuk is the best late pick ever, though. I think for sure.
Yeah. So Pavel Datsuk and Zetterberg. I think Zetterberg was like a 5th and Datsuk was like a 6th or something.
It was like 6th or 8th or something, or 5th or 6th. Yeah, I can't remember, but I think that was like the steal of the lifetime. I don't think there's a better player that was drafted as low as either of them two that I can think of.
No, not Datsuk for sure. Maybe Zetterberg, but not Datsuk. No, I don't think so. I'm going to take a look though.
I got him right here. He was a 6th round pick by Detroit, 171st overall in the 1998 draft. Yeah, so
that was before the people were having like serious European scouting and all that.
Oh, he played in Russia. Yeah, so in the 99 draft, the Red Wings got Zetterberg in the 7th round, 210th overall. So 6 foot, 197. You know. By the way, Zetterberg 15 years in the NHL. How many he won? He just won the one cup. Won the one cup, I think.
Brett Hall was 6th round and Gilmore was 7th.
Yeah, Gilmore was a low pick for the St. Louis Blues.
Yeah.
He skated for him for a while. Got traded. Wasn't Gilmore a part of the trade that brought Brett Hull from Calgary to St. Louis? And then I believe so, right?
I think
Rico?
so, yeah.
I think Gilmore, yeah. Anyway, that was a long time ago. And
Oh, we can't forget you can't forget Hank.
Pekka Rinne, 8th round pick.
Hank Lundqvist, 205th overall.
Yeah,
He's got
dude. A lot of times the goalies, though, those guys do slide in the draft, and you're like, oh, what? Like, you know,
Pekka Rinne, 258th overall. Pekka Rinne. Even Ryan Miller, 138th overall.
Yeah.
There's been some.
Sorokin went in that.
Sorokin
was in that 2015-14 draft that Draisaitl was in. He was 78th by the New York Islanders.
Even
Braden
Hellebuck
Point.
was 100.
Guess who got drafted right after him? Braden Point. We forgot about Braden Point. This is the 2014 draft. This 2014 draft, sneaky good draft, man.
Yeah.
Who's after Braden Point?
Right after Braden Point was, who was right after Braden Point? Oh,
I thought that's who you said.
No, Sorokin was drafted, and then Braden Point was the next pick. So it went Ilya Sorokin and Braden Point. Both those guys probably going to end up in the Hall of Fame. Point's going to the Hall of Fame. I think Sorokin will too eventually.
Point for sure.
Yeah.
Mark Stone went 78th.
Jake Wallman went 82nd in that same little thing there. So Jake Wallman's still pretty serviceable NHL, or having a pretty good year with the Sharks, if you can have a good year on that team. But
you're right, Beard. Goaltenders did take like deep into the draft. Connor Hellebuck was 130th overall.
Yeah, I mean, it's so rare to see a guy like Marc-Andre Fleury or Carey Price that get drafted in the first round. You know what I'm saying? And then they end up being that. I feel like first round goalies is very heads or tails. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Even
was it Luongo a first rounder too?
No, I don't think so. Remember the Islanders had him first, so I'll look it up for you.
That was a terrible trade.
Yeah, Mike Milbury at his finest, baby. Mike Milbury at his finest. He was a first rounder. You were right. 4th overall in the 97 entry draft.
Yeah, I thought he was.
Luongo, he was way up there. I couldn't remember it. So that draft was, look at this draft. Joe Thornton, Hall of Famer. Patrick Marleau, Hall of Famer. Olli Jokinen, I mean, he's a Finnish Hall of Famer. He's the Hall of Famer for the Florida Panthers. One of the better Finnish players. 4th on the list, Roberto Luongo. Then Eric Brewer, solid player, played 1,000 games. Daniel Tkachuk, Calgary Flames.
Daniel Tkachuk, he's from Barrie. I played against him in men's league.
Yeah, he played for the Barrie Colts. Daniel Tkachuk. He played 19 games. It's Tkachuk. It's Tkachuk, but it's spelled. No, it's a different guy. It's not even spelled the same. It's spelled.
They call him Daniel Tkachuk. That's name.
It's not. It's spelled Tkachzuk. Daniel Tkachuk. I'm sure it sounds the same. Paul Mara, Sergei Samsonov. Who else?
That was a nice pick.
Sergei Samsonov.
Samsonov was a good little player, man.
Yes, didn't he end up winning a cup with Boston? Wasn't he on? He won a cup somewhere in his career. He did.
Where did he go after Boston?
Yeah.
I don't know.
So Sergei Samsonov, by the way, played 888 games, 235 goals, 336, 571 points, a plus 11 career player with 200 penalty minutes in the box. I thought for sure
he played in San Jose for a while, I think, Sergei Samsonov.
He played in Boston from 97 to...
He played in Washington. No, he didn't. No, he didn't. He didn't play
so he was in Boston from 97 to 2006. Then in that year, he was traded to Edmonton. And he played 19 games for Edmonton. Then he was with Montreal, and he played 63 games for Montreal. And it looks like then he played for Chicago, Carolina. Was he on the Carolina team that won the cup? I thought he won a cup.
No, he was in Montreal. He went to Carolina in 07-08. I'm thinking of a different person.
The year after. He went to Carolina the year after.
Yeah.
Anyways, guys, I'm back to it. It's midnight. I gotta.
Yeah. Okay, guys. We can call it a night. Everybody have a good one. We'll see you Tuesday. I think there's one more Monday night playoff game, and then we'll be switching to the Monday through Thursday 10:30 Eastern schedule. So I hope that works better for you guys. And then Friday night's off. Friday night's date night, right, Rico? Got to get some time with the lady and stuff. So
yeah, I had to pop off earlier so we could make our bed. Friday night's like bedding laundry night. It seems like you get to our age.
We're doing that too tonight, man. We're so backed up. We're cleaning the house and shit. We got guests next Saturday. We just got to clean everything. It's like, oh, the house is dog piss everywhere. It's we just got to get it. It's terrible. So,
well, good day of World Juniors tomorrow, man. 2 good games tomorrow. I'm gonna enjoy the World
and
Juniors.
Then they finish up Sunday, so we'll know who the gold medal is the next time we meet, and we'll see how you guys did on the bets. Let's go USA, Avi. Appreciate you guys. Hey, everybody. Rico, Pearlo, for everybody here at NHL Nightly on the Sports Grid channel. Have a great weekend. Happy New Year. Peace.